On this edition of Freedom Journal Iraq, the most advanced medical center in Iraq gets closer to opening its doors, and 2 airmen decide to serve more time in the U.S. Air Force while training Iraqi airmen. These stories and more on today's FJI. Hello, I'm Airman First Class Priscilla Christensen. Welcome to this edition of Freedom Journal Iraq. Security concerns are declining and property values have tripled in Iraq's second largest city. Petty Officer Patrick Dilley tells us how the return of stability in Basrah has helped the country's most advanced medical center draw closer to completion.
It hasn't been quite as easy as this, but things are coming together at Basrah Children's Hospital. More than 3.5 years after breaking ground, the Army Corps of Engineers managed construction project is 90% complete, and more than $50 million worth of specialized equipment and training is coming from U.S. and international sources committed to healing Iraq's youth.
We thought that they should have a fine hospital where children who were suffering from cancer would have some place where they could go to get top-notch care.
The roughly 64,000 square foot hospital will house some of the most state-of-the-art oncology equipment and will offer Iraqi children a similar level of cancer treatment found in most major U.S. cities.
The construction has been difficult, but as I look ahead at what they're about to take on, to us this would be something normal for a Western country to take on or open a hospital like this, but not for them. This is the most complex hospital that's been built in Iraq in 30 years.
A donation of more than $20 million from the U.S. charity organization Project Hope purchased specialized cancer treatment equipment the contractors will install in rooms like this one after exterior construction is complete.
Project Hope has also pledged $10 million toward medical training, but hiring enough doctors and support staff has proven somewhat difficult for hospital administrators.
It's not affecting the schedule of building the facility, just the move-in of some of the high-tech equipment like the linear accelerator and items that are specialized for treatment of cancer.
Maintenance of such equipment is highly specialized and requires technicians to attend training outside the country. The total project cost is estimated at nearly $164 million, including nearly $10 million from Iraq's Ministry of Health for medical supplies and service contracts. A third of the project's total cost was spent by another contractor between January 2005 and June of 2006, but security and labor concerns ended their work prematurely. The Corps' Gulf Region South District office took over construction in July 2006. Construction should wrap late this year with limited medical service available in the middle of next year, but equipment installation and recruiting staff is expected to last several more years. Petty Officer Patrick Dilley, Basrah, Iraq.
In support of the Iraqi Air Force, U.S. Air Force training instructors, or TIs, are deployed to Iraq to help train Iraqis in their basic training course. 2 of the TIs currently deployed to Camp Taji have made the decision to re-enlist and serve more time in the U.S. Air Force.
I chose to re-enlist in Iraq because I want to be a part of something that's very rare. Here, during this rotation, we graduated 283 trainees, which is very rare. It's the largest class of trainees that we graduated, and I wanted to be able to dedicate myself back to my own country during part of their ceremony. I think to be able to reaffirm my dedication to my country lets them know that not only am I loyal to my country and also to the United States Air Force, but I'm also dedicated to the job that I do.
The TIs learned a lot about Iraqi culture and were able to see their hard work pay off.
Out of my tour, I've just learned so much about actual Iraqi culture, and I spent 6 months working with the same instructor staff, and they became my friends, and I just learned so much about Iraqi culture, about their lives here in Iraq, and what we're actually helping them trying to build here in Iraq, and building it a safe place, and I've never been anywhere else in the world outside the country, and just learning about other people. And today, seeing the graduation and seeing something that I spent countless hours on, along with it, working with the Iraqis, and it finally coming to fruition and just happening, it was really neat and it was really exciting.
These 2 TIs helped oversee the Iraqi Air Force basic training, which will ensure these airmen are properly trained to keep their aircraft flying and their country protected. Coming up, how U.S. and Iraqi leaders have restored drinkable water to over 1 million Iraqi homes.
Here's your raid report. Coalition forces detained 8 suspected terrorists in central and northern Iraq. The suspects are alleged members of Al-Qaeda in Iraq, foreign terrorist facilitation networks, and bombing networks. Iraqi security forces found 2 weapons caches in the Rashid district of southern Baghdad. The caches include mortar rounds, RPG rounds, and an anti-armor RPG round. U.S. soldiers detained 3 known criminals in Rashid district of southern Baghdad. The soldiers detained the criminals during search operations and returned to a combat outpost with the suspects for questioning. Iraqi Army and U.S. soldiers discovered a large weapons cache near the border town of Amara. The soldiers found explosively formed projectile plates, rockets, mortars, and sniper rifles. And that's your raid report. I'm Petty Officer Nathan Gomez.
Here are the latest Operation Iraqi Freedom headlines. A Defense Ministry spokesman said 684 wanted individuals were detained, including 16 al-Qaeda leaders, during the security operation in Diyala. He said hundreds of other wanted individuals surrendered themselves during the last days of the amnesty. Iraq has the world's 3rd largest oil reservoir, but still imports 20% of its fuel. The Iraqi government and more than 24 companies are drafting plans to tap the reserves. More than 3 million Shia pilgrims trekked across Iraq to Karbala to celebrate the birthday of the revered Imam Mahdi. The Karbala police chief said the celebrations were successful thanks in part to the security provided. Iraqi police and U.S. military commanders in Anbar are confident the professionalism of the Iraqi police has come far enough along that there is not an immediate concern about an al-Qaeda resurgence. Those are your headlines from around the region. I'm Airman First Class Shaylin Jordan.
Public works projects throughout Iraq are paying off. Specialist Michael Cox shows us how a renovated water treatment plant is providing clean water to more than 1 million Baghdad residents.
Multinational Division Baghdad soldiers toured the Shark Dijla water plant in ARMY.MIL to get an assessment of how the facility is functioning. Brigadier General Robin Swan, 4th Infantry Division Deputy Commander for Support, as well as the Iraqi media, were on hand for the tour.
Well, what we did today was we conducted battlefield circulation with Brigadier General Swan from 4th Infantry Division. He wanted to come out and provide transportation and assets to the Provincial Council Chair for Essential Services. Essentially what we wanted to do was take the right group of people, to include Iraqi public affairs, out to the water treatment sites to show them the facilities, possibly for the first time.
The Shark Dijla water pump and treatment station was built in the 1970s and refurbished in 2004. The station provides potable water to an estimated population of 1.5 million people in the Baghdad area.
The Shark Dijla water treatment plant provides water, potable water, for North ARMY.MIL, as well as Shab, Ur, and some of Sadr City.
Brigadier General Swan addressed the Iraqi media about the importance of the water plants in the Baghdad area and how the Iraqi government and coalition forces are working together to ensure that the citizens in Baghdad have potable water.
All of the efforts that you're seeing today are efforts that have been planned, prepared, and are under execution by the government of Iraq, in particular the municipality of Baghdad and the Baghdad Water Authority. Our role with that is in partnership with the Baghdad Water Authority, with the Amanat, and with the Provincial Council to ensure that there is collaboration, and to the extent that coalition forces can assist, we're here willing and able to be able to provide that assistance.
There are over 102 water plant projects underway throughout Baghdad in order to provide clean and safe water for its citizens. Specialist Michael Cox, 3rd Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry Division Public Affairs Office, Baghdad, Iraq.
And that wraps up this edition of our program. Be sure to log on to mnf-iraq.com, where you can learn all about the progress coalition forces are making throughout the country. If you have story ideas, we'd love to hear them. Just email us at fji@iraq.centcom.mil. From all of us here at AFN and Freedom Journal Iraq, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.